The Dwight McNeil saga has left a lot of bruises following his collapsed move from Everton to Crystal Palace. With just minutes remaining on deadline day, it looked as if McNeil was set to leave Everton in a £20 million move to the capital. It was a transfer that was always going to push the limit given how close the agreement was struck to the 7 p.m. deadline. It is believed that Crystal Palace pulled out of the McNeil deal with Everton at the 11th hour, with the player already completing his medical. McNeil will now return to Finch Farm, where Everton will rely on the 26-year-old for the remainder of the term. With the deal falling through between the two sides, David Ornstein has now shared what is happening behind the scenes between Palace and Everton. Everton and Crystal Palace frustrations held over Dwight McNeil debacle. Idrissa Gana Gueye is ready to welcome McNeil back to Everton following his deadline day drama. The 26-year-old's position at Everton has now been exposed, with Everton clearly open to selling him to another Premier League club. Speaking on the Athletics YouTube channel, Ornstein has now shed some light on the situation following McNeil's collapsed transfer. Amongst it, Palace tried to sign Dwight McNeil, he said, ultimately pulling out after submitting the deal sheet. And there's a lot of mudslinging going on behind the scenes on who's to blame for that, and obviously a lot of heartache on behalf of McNeil, who had completed a medical. Everton have released a statement on McNeil's failed move, with the Toffees fully behind their player ahead of his return to Merseyside. This is not something that will reflect well on Palace, but it does leave McNeil's Everton future hanging in the balance ahead of the summer. Crystal Palace may have damaged future relations with Everton. Palace pulled out of the deal for McNeil at such a late stage, with the player having already undergone a medical. It is not a good look for the Eagles in the slightest. There could be further repercussions for Palace, as this could well damage the relationship between the two clubs over any future business. Everton will have been left scarred by the saga on Monday night, and it should not be forgotten. Not a lot of players have switched between the two clubs, and this debacle may have prevented any from doing so in the future.